Okay. Did you see that I called him out for saying the N word?
Yes, I sure did.
Did you see where I continued to do that after he made video or made that little mean things with the N word on it?
I sure did.
Can you
But
tell
I
me?
still, that
Can you
does
tell
not.
me at any point where I said anything about a CPS call? Show
Yes, that's
show it
because
to me. I never said anything about a CPS call. What I said about I said that you didn't have a problem with Angie getting CPS called on her. Why would it be such an issue if it was to you? That's all I said. I didn't say, hey, somebody needs to call CPS on these people. I think that's absolutely fucking ridiculous. And for somebody to accuse me of that shit, they better back it up because I never said anything about that. I,
well,
I went after his ass for saying the N word, and all he did was continue with that, and then brought my wife into it. And that shit was funny to him. That's what he said. But it's not funny to other people that know what racism is.
okay.
Was
Well,
that okay to you for him to do that? Throw the N word out like that? Were you on board with that?
I was not on board with the CPS call, and I think
No,
he
I,
was.
I didn't. That wasn't the question, Melly. I asked you if he was okay with him using the N word the way he did.
I have my own opinions on the N word, and I don't really care to share my opinions on that. Um,
So the N word's okay with you. That's all you needed to say.
I don't use it, but I have my own opinions about it. And you know what? I happen to care for Richard a lot and Daisy, and
Is
you
there a
know,
Daisy? Is there a Daisy? Have you heard Daisy's voice?
yes, I have.
Okay, okay.
But
Because she went after me for saying that I encouraged somebody to call CPS.
well,
Or
of course she did because
no,
it's her children.
no,
So why wouldn't she?
I would never encourage somebody to call CPS. What I said was why is it a non-issue whenever Angie's had a CPS call, but it's a big fucking deal whenever you get called on you. That's all I
Well,
said.
that's
So
where
how is
that's
that
where you're wrong.
encouraging?
That's where you're
How is
wrong.
that encouraging somebody to call CPS? Can you tell me?
I can show you screenshots of you actually thinking that CPS being called on him was a good idea because you were thinking that him saying the N word was bad um, because he had children. You didn't like the way he spoke. I mean, I'm not going to
Somebody
dispute.
made somebody made some shit up because I didn't say that in there.
Oh, well, I'll show you later. I mean, I'm happy to
Sure, go
send you
ahead.
that.
My email is in my about section. That shit never happened. I went after him for saying the N word. I never said anything about CPS.
Okay, well, I'll show you about that later. Then that's fine. But I just my question to you about that was, were you the one that called CPS on him, or was it
I don't think
Gary?
I don't think anybody did. To be honest with you, I don't think anybody did.
Okay,
I would never do that because I wouldn't want that to happen to me.
okay. Well, have
Was
you ever called anybody
Would he make a
else?
video of him slapping the shit out of a kid? Then we might have an issue. But
Well,
if he's going to get on the internet and not have a job and just talk shit about anybody and everybody just to get a reaction out of him, I'm not going to take him seriously.
what makes you think he doesn't have a job?
Um, because he's on the internet all the time. I mean, if you watch in the mornings, he's like on somebody's panel. In the afternoon, he's on somebody's panel, and then he has his own panel, and then he's on Analyzer's panel. All fucking day. Who has a job doing that?
Okay, well, you know what? I'll tell you, he has a job. But even if he didn't, it wouldn't be anybody's business whether or not he has a job or not. It's not anybody's business. And it's not anybody's business about him and his family and how he raises his children. And, he's a great father. And, all of that kind of stuff really bothers me because they put him in this horrible light. And it's, unfortunately, people, um, you know, and I'm going to apologize in advance for saying this, but it's people like you that say stuff like that that put him in a bad light because it's false. And unless, he's doing something bad, there's
So,
just no
so
reason
you
for
don't.
you to say things
So,
like that.
so you don't think that Richard's doing anything bad at all? You don't.
Absolutely not. I applaud him for serving our country. Um,
What?
oh, yeah,
What?
absolutely. I thank him very much for his service. He's
Okay.
a wonderful father. He's a wonderful husband. Do not have one negative thing to ever say about Richard. So if you have complaints about Richard, I'm not the one to take those complaints because I think very highly of him and Daisy, both of them.
What is this? You just said is
That's
so.
all I'm saying.
Whenever he went after Dee Dee, that was fine with you. That's great. Whenever he went after me, that was fine. That was great.
He
Whenever
went
he
after
throws,
you because
whenever
of
he throws
CPS.
the N word out, that's fine. That's great. Whenever
Listen,
he says something about my wife, that's fine. That's great. Whenever he says on his panel things that I have terminal cancer and I'm going to die, that's fine with you, right?
listen.
Give
Richard
me
is a
some fucking break, Melly. Come on.
listen. As far as
I'm listening, and so is 14 other people. Go ahead.
okay, well, you keep cutting me off, so I keep trying to explain. But Richard is, he's very comedic. He is
He's what?
different and comedic. He's just very funny. He's got his own comedy. He's got his
He's,
own
he's,
way.
he's, he's not funny to educated, mature people. I can tell you that much.
Really, because
Really, really. I have never
that's
heard anything that he said that was funny. Not
well,
one.
That is your opinion. So I respect your opinion.
And
But
you're entitled to yours, and I'm entitled to mine. But that dude
yeah,
has never said anything funny. I'm educated and I'm mature, and I just don't think racism is funny. It just doesn't fly with me.
listen, I get it. That is your opinion and stuff. But I can tell you, he's not a racist
I've
person.
seen.
He just has
He's
his.
he's what?
He's
He's not
not.
a racist person.
Okay.
Goodness gracious. Do you have wool over your whole entire body, or can you actually see shit?
Oh, I see a lot of shit. Yeah, I can see
Okay,
all
so
kinds of
so
shit.
you're not Stevie Wonder and me here. You can actually
No.
see some shit. Okay, so it was fine with him doing all this racist bullshit. It was fine with you. That was funny. That was comedic, right?
Well, you know what? I think that the way you take his comedy or his
It-
narratives or his stuff, the way
I
he
don't
says
see
it,
racism as comedy, and you'll never see that I take racism as comedy.
it's okay. Listen, it's he's not racist. He says things in a way that may sound that way, but he is not racist. Okay, he puts on these skits. He is just an entertainer. Okay, and you do not have to like him. You
He
don't
enter-
just don't watch him.
so
You
he
don't have to.
entertains older women that have wool over their eyes, and he can sweet talk people into believing anything that he has to say. I get it, Melly. You're one of these days. Hopefully, you will see what's going on. Uh, I've never heard Richard say one thing that was funny. All I've seen is racism and bullshit.
Okay, and you have a right to your opinion on that. You
I'm
know,
not the
but
only one with that opinion.
I can tell you, I look forward to every Sunday when he has a stream because he makes me laugh. I mean, he makes me smile. Sometimes when I'm having the worst day ever, I will just reach out just to hear something funny because I mean, to me, that's just the way it is. I mean, he brings comedy into my life, and I'm sorry you don't see it that way, but I respect your opinion on that. I'm just telling you, the only reason why I was upset with you was because of the CPS call. This isn't about Richard's comedy. This is about
I still stand by where there's no comedy there.
okay, and that's fair.
What has he said that was funny? Can you tell me one of his world-renowned jokes that was so funny?